Hey everybody, welcome into the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. I'm your host, Tony Edward. On your way in, please hit that subscribe button as well as the thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform such as Spotify or Apple, please leave a 5-star rating and review. Folks, the market faked this out yesterday. Bitcoin went over $124,000, looked like it was in price discovery. And then, of course, you all know what happened. Massive correction and pullback. But obviously, when you zoom out on the chart, this is nothing. It's like a tiny little blip, right? But this is the nature of the market. I always tell you guys, be patient and expect volatility. How many times have I said that? And the market is certainly being manipulated by whales. Just about a week and a half ago, a lot of shorts were liquidated with a big move up to the upside. Now, a lot of longs got liquidated with a move to the downside. So it appears to be like the clearing of the leverage here. And we're going to reset. We're going to find our support levels and we're going to keep going up. So nothing to panic about because the bull market thesis, the macro bull market thesis is still intact. Global liquidity, the key support levels, everything is still on track. And if we look at Ethereum, it didn't even take a big hit. It was trading over $4,700 yesterday. It's currently over $4,636. So things are still holding up well here. Obviously, we got to let the dust settle a bit to see, how soon are we going to recover. But one thing I'm looking at is Bitcoin dominance, and that's still showing some red candles on the daily chart. So it looks like it is continuing to move down. So this is a good sign that the continuation may be right around the corner. Same thing for USDT dominance. So again, folks, things are still on track. Now, what's interesting, whales continue to buy. So BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF IBIT, they bought 4,428 Bitcoin today, putting their total accumulation at 749,000 Bitcoin. This is incredible. Now, it's obviously their clients' money that they're putting into this, but if you look at this chart, it's just a big uptrend here, right? There are ebbs and flows on the micro, but overall, it's just continuing to rise. So the buying continues, and they are anticipating higher prices, of course. Now, what didn't help is that U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, he was on Fox Business, I believe, talking about a lot of things, including crypto, and he said the U.S. is not going to be buying crypto. And a lot of people were turned off by that. But I was posting on X, like I was saying since the beginning of the year, even on an interview on Cheddar News, I said, it's going to be a hard sell to tell Congress, let's go buy crypto, right? Let alone Bitcoin. Let's just go buy Bitcoin. Now, the U.S. did establish a strategic Bitcoin reserve using the Bitcoin they have confiscated. And I think that's a great start. But I think that buying is a hard sell, given the fact that crypto legislation has not been passed yet. The market structure has not been passed yet. So how the hell are you going to get Congress to buy in to use whether it be whatever revenue neutral budget option there is to buy crypto? It's just not going to fly right now. So I think we got to give this time. I do think eventually the US will buy Bitcoin and maybe some other altcoins, but I think we're a bit far away from that. I think the fact that the reserve has been set up for Bitcoin is great, and we need to get the legislation done. And I think then we can look at other things, because it would be like putting the cart before the horse here, right? So I think logic would tell you that. And like I said, a hard sell for Congress, especially when you have a lot of Democrats already have been putting up some fight. Many of them are not happy with Donald Trump and his kids being involved in crypto. So it's getting very political. And to get these bills like the Genius Act and Clarity Act, it takes a lot of work. So I don't think the timing is right to try to go push this into Congress. I think maybe next cycle or maybe in the bear market. One could argue the U.S. government, they're not stupid. They're not going to buy Bitcoin at these high valuations, especially when we're not far from the top. And then you have a bear market that's going to come. It would make sense to go buy in a bear market, right? So again, reason and logic here will tell you these things. So this, made some people bearish, but this comes as no surprise. I think some people who are super hyping this up, they were following certain influencers, they were disappointed. But look, what are you expecting, right? Senator Cynthia Lummis, who of course has been pushing for this, she gave an update here on X because a lot of people were tweeting at her. She said Secretary Bessent is spot on about the importance of Bitcoin as a store of value in the digital age. I look forward to continue working with him and Howard Lutnick to identify budget neutral ways to continue to grow our Bitcoin reserve and outpacing adversaries in the race. So they're going to look into it. They're going to do their thing. But again, it doesn't matter if Lummis and a handful of people are bullish. You need to sell the entire Congress on this, right? You need to get the respective votes, just like we had to get it for the Genius Act and then the upcoming Clarity Act. So it is what it is. Now, look at this. Publicly traded Squans plans to buy 100,000 Bitcoin by 2030. So more publicly traded companies are launching crypto treasury strategies, and it's Bitcoin and it's multiple altcoins. So this is very bullish and will certainly help to drive the prices up higher. Now, folks, quick word from our sponsor, and that is VeChain. VeChain is one of the top layer one enterprise blockchains out there. I'm a VET token holder. I have been since 2018. I'm bullish on this project. Many big companies and brands are using VeChain, including Givenchy, Walmart China, BMW, Boston Consulting Group, PwC, and many more. Some of the key features of the VeChain blockchain includes it's secure, affordable, scalable, fast, and sustainable. And they are even partnered with Dana White in the UFC, doing some great things. Most recently, Dana White said he bought like millions of dollars of the VET token. So he's a believer in this project. And today there was some big news announced where the VeChain Foundation announced they have recently become clients of Franklin Templeton, which a huge asset manager. They have trillions of dollars of assets under management. And VeChain is going to use Franklin Templeton's Benji tokenization platform. So it's a great partnership. And it shows TradFi is bullish on these different chains, and they're looking to build on different chains. So this is big news for VeChain. So folks, if you'd like to learn more, go to vechain.org. Link will be in the description. Now, look at this bullish news. $2.57 trillion asset manager Citigroup, which is obviously one of the biggest banks, looks to add payment services and custody for crypto and stablecoins. Of course, right? Just over the past couple of weeks, we saw JP Morgan form a partnership with Coinbase, PNC Bank, and they're going to launch crypto custody, crypto trading, and much more. So, of course, no one wants to get left behind. Game theory playing out here. And by the way, today, guys, I interviewed a representative at Coinbase to talk about the JP Morgan and PNC Bank partnership. That interview is going to be published on Monday. You don't want to miss that, because we talk about these banks and what they're looking to do here. And it's exciting. They're all capitulating. You know, at one point, they were trying to kill the crypto industry, kill crypto startups. Now they have to bend the knee, and they are all adopting crypto. So let me give you the details here. Citigroup has entered the digital asset space by planning to offer stablecoin custody and crypto ETF support. The move follows the passage of the new U.S. legislation that clears the path for stablecoin use in mainstream finance. The bank is focusing on custody, tokenized payments, and stablecoin-backed transactions for institutional clients. Folks, I hope you're not feeling bearish because the price pulled back a bit here. I hope you see the setup. I hope you see the big institutions, the biggest of the biggest in the world. Many of these banks hold your money. They are coming into crypto. They are building, they're integrating. They want to offer it to their clients. So things are progressing nicely here, and all of these new on-ramps being built and utility is going to drive the prices higher. The question is, are you patient enough? Do you have the macro view, which I've been trying to show you guys, to look at the market from a macro perspective to understand what's happening here and what a great opportunity this is if you're patient enough. Now let's move ahead. Tokenization firm Denari to launch an L1 blockchain aims to be the DTCC of tokenized stocks. So the competition is heating up here, folks. This is amazing. So Denari is launching its own blockchain using Avalanche's tech to enhance the trading of tokenized public securities. Many of you know I hold the Avax token, which is the native token of the Avalanche blockchain. I've often had folks on from Avalanche, and I believe it's one of the blockchains that's going to be a winner. Most recently, one of the major counties in New Jersey, Bergen County, they announced they're going to be tokenizing millions of dollars of real estate on the Avalanche blockchain. So incredible stuff. So the Denari financial network aims to unify clearing and settlement of tokenized equities across various chains, similar to the DTCC's role in the US stock market. The move fits into the trend of firms like stablecoin issuer Circle and payment firm Stripe developing proprietary chains. So everyone is trying to start their own chain now. It's interesting to see which layer one they're building on, or if they're launching their layer two on that layer one. So this one is obviously Avalanche. So fascinating, right? And now it doesn't mean that everyone's blockchain is going to be successful, but this is where in this building phase, this speculative phase, and the R&D and trial and error, it's really exciting to watch it play out, and we'll see who the winners are. But this is where we want to diversify. This is why I hold the Avax token in my portfolio, because I think it could be one of the winners, but we don't know, what the future holds. We don't have a crystal ball, but we'll see, what does the next bull market bring? Because we'll have legislation now, and then there's going to be a bear market, and usually the bear market is when there's a lot of building happening, and we'll see who are the chains that are selected and all the building that happens, and what the narratives are come the next bull market. So really exciting stuff. Final news item here, crypto exchange Gemini, which is run by the Winklevoss twins, launches wallet and on-chain dashboard for trading and investing. So we're seeing a lot of innovation and expansion from many crypto businesses, signs of a healthy market and a bull market. A lot of companies going public, expanding globally, hiring, doing acquisitions, right? So really, really interesting stuff. So Gemini has launched a self-custody crypto wallet with passkey-based onboarding, removing the need for recovery phrases. This is very interesting. This is type of technology is what's going to help bring in, a billion people, because the seed phrases, the recovery phrases, really scare people. There's so much friction, especially if you're not tech savvy. It is one of the things you have to worry about, and backing up, making sure it's safe. And look, self custody is a great thing, but if you can make it easy, tie it to maybe biometrics and things like that. Versus having to remember 24 words, it would make things a lot easier. Gemini also launched the Gemini on-chain dashboard, a web interface for trading tokens and exploring decentralized applications. I'm going to try to get the Winklevoss twins back on the pod. I interviewed them back in 2020 to talk about all this, but great to see innovation, guys. This is what we want to see, and competition's healthy for us as users and for consumers. So very great stuff here. Folks, a great way you can support me in the podcast is by subscribing to my free email newsletter. It is 100% free, packed with tons of value. So check out the link in the description. Also, check out my book on Amazon. It's available in paperback and digital. And my course at mycryptocourse.com. This is a comprehensive course that teaches you every aspect of crypto. Knowledge is power. Expand your knowledge about this asset class and technology. It is packed with tons of value. I get a lot of positive comments. You can leave comments in each of the respective lessons. And if you have further questions, you can leave them there and I answer them and so forth. And people are happy and they're learning a lot. So check it out, guys. Go to mycryptocourse.com. All the links will be in the description. Thank you so much for watching and listening. I appreciate you all, and I'll talk to you all later.